Hello, John. This is John Adair, and you're Australian. John's Australian, but we're in Elbląg in Poland, in Gallery EL. And John is working on a big installation here in the room, and of which you can see a little bit just behind, a tiny little bit of the blue lines. So, John, thank you for giving us this interview today. Can you tell me a little bit about your work here, what you're doing, and why you've chosen this material? Stop for a minute. Hello, John. This is John Adair, and we're at Gallery EL in Poland, in John's installation room. Thank you, John, for giving us this interview today about your work. It's the 6th of September 2011. John, would you call this work drawing or sculpture, or what? How do you see it?
Yeah, interesting, because I don't see it as a drawing.
Drawing?
I don't.
You don't?
No, I don't see it as
No.
a drawing. But it is, using line, I guess it does look like it could be drawing, but it's not. Essentially, it might be a painting, but I obviously don't use paint. The references are to the surface of the building, so I am interested in the fact that we look at images on a wall, and I was asked to construct an object in space, and so to combine my interest of picture making with object making, my work, I guess, is a way that I've dealt with that. The use of the lines is incidental, and to my interest in light emitting media, and even coincidentally, to do with the show, the wire I found is called L-wire, and which is the same name as the...
It's perfect. Why to use to that name?
So, I don't know, the drawing thing is obvious, but actually it's not ever.
No, it's more like you see more like painting and installation.
It's more about space and colour.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's always been about space, colour, and dots and dashes. In this case, with a big dash or straight lines, shape, big rectangle. There are dimensions here that I've actually squeezed in that relate to my firmament projects, and if this had another title, it might be called Squeezing Firmament, because I've squeezed the actual dimensions of my firmament project within this space, which is slightly smaller than this space, but accounts for the fact that the shape of the work is skewed or twisted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's a very large installation. And can people walk right through and under and over the?
They will be able to.
Yeah.
It will be a walk-in work, as my firmament projects are, and each is the same dimensions, 5 by 5 by 15 metres. This is the dimensions of firmament squeezed into a 4.5 by 15 metre space.
Mm-hmm.
So the walls are at an angle.
And the material you've used is we've got the lights on, but normally the lights are off. Is that right?
Yes, at this, yeah.
And they're iridescent.
We'll be starting with the lights fully off, but there's a possibility that I might leave the light on. I'm not sure. We'll see.
Yeah, just so people can.
Yeah.
It's quite an amazing material because it looks like it's like iridescent.
Yeah, it is. It's luminescent. Light.
Yeah, luminescent.
So it's a light. It is a type of light, very low voltage light. Copper wire.
Yeah. And are you influenced by anyone in particular in our history? You know, that you admire and your practice somehow relates to, or?
Of course, there's we all have histories that we attach ourselves to and draw from, and I suppose I could cite certain people and so forth with this, but I don't know if we have the time. Because I feel if I mention one person, I'll have to stick to that person, or I feel sorry for the other ones. But there is, of course, I feel history is very important, and there's a lot of respect given to a good half a dozen, perhaps artists and people. I don't know if you can hear on the tape, but Grecki is playing in the background, so Polish artist, musician. I think this is fairly important to this work, although perhaps not related to it formally, is probably more emotional connection.
Yes.
Formal interest is a bit hard for me to pin down directly to anyone. I guess I see my work as trying to find its own place in myself, and there are themes that I've had, in this case the blue stripes, blue box, blue colour. There's something I relate to, and they can be drawn from anyone. Tarot, Daniel Buren, so.
And are you particularly drawn to blue, or do you use other colours as well?
That's probably what is significant for me, is the blue.
And why blue and not any other colour?
Well, in a nutshell, as sort of coming through landscape in Australia, I decided or realised or was taken up with the notion that the sky was a perfect monochrome without objects, that is without clouds and so forth, and it was a form without perimeter, and that interests me. So how do I capture that? So a lot of my paintings that try to do that, while they sort of look flat with monochrome, I'm trying to look at the depth of the colour in the space.